Top 10 Most Beautiful Places in the Philippines. These beautiful places in the Philippines are perfect for all types of travelers, from solo and couple to family and friends. You will be mesmerized by the magnificent wonders of nature and man-made cultural heritage sites that the country has to offer. Sugba Lagoon in Siargao, a famous diving spot in Siargao surrounded by turquoise blue waters where you can dive, paddleboard, kayak, and swim. Siargao is a beautiful island in the Philippines, so expect a lot of stunning destinations that will definitely captivate you. One of its pride is the Sugba Lagoon. The place is surrounded by turquoise blue waters, perhaps the bluest you would ever see, where you can dive, paddleboard, kayak, and swim. While this is a famous tourist spot in Siargao, it doesn't get too crowded as the other lagoons in the country. You won't have the lagoon to yourselves by any means, but it's big enough to find your own piece of paradise to chill. Intramuros in Manila, the walled city that lets you travel back in time. Intramuros. A trip to the Philippines will never be complete without visiting the walled city, aka Intramuros. Travelers who have a thing for old places and ruins will definitely love this place. Intramuros is filled with old Hispanic architecture that was preserved from 100 years ago. It's a favorite hangout place and shooting locations because of its old world charm. You can stroll the area by riding a bamboo bike that you can rent from P500, book a walking tour, or just explore the walled city on your own. Trust us, Intramuros never disappoints as it is one of the most beautiful places in the Philippines. Vigan in Ilocos Sur, one of the best preserved Spanish colonial towns in the world. Vigan. Just like Intramuros, Vigan is a place where time stands still. It is the best preserved example of a planned Spanish colonial town in Asia. Established in the 16th century, Vigan's architecture reflects the coming together of cultural elements from elsewhere in the Philippines, from China and from Europe, resulting in a culture and townscape that have no parallel anywhere in East and Southeast Asia. That's why it is the most beautiful tourist spot in the Philippines. No wonder Vigan has been recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Hinatuan Enchanted River in Surigao del Sur, it is a magically clear block caltratar hidden in the jungle, and one into the Pacific Ocean. Enchanted River. Arguably Mindanao's most magnificent attraction and one of the most beautiful places in the Philippines, Hinatuan Enchanted River is a magically clear blue saltwater river hidden in the jungle, and flawlessly flowing into the Pacific Ocean. Chocolate Hills in Bohol now have 1 symmetrical mounds, conical and dome-shaped that most people liken them to Hershey's Kisses. Chocolate Hills. Among the top 10 beautiful places in the Philippines is the Chocolate Hills in Bohol. TS majestic views continue to draw attention across the world. There are more than 1,000 symmetrical mounds, conical and dome-shaped that most people liken them to Hershey's Kisses. It is called the Chocolate Hills not because it's made of chocolate but because of its color. Aside from the Chocolate Hills, you can also go to Pangalao, Bohol because it has one of the most beautiful beaches in the Philippines. Banawe Rice Terraces in Ifugao. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is the most famous rice paddies in the Philippines. Banawe Rice Terraces. Rice paddies. There are lots of them in the Philippines and they are not ordinary. Ifugao Province presents you the Banawe Rice Terraces that everyone's keep buzzing about. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, that's why Banawe Rice Terraces is one of the most beautiful places in the Philippines. Your journey won't be easy though. Before you see its breathtaking beauty, you will have to go through a lot of hiking and trekking. But it will be so worth it. Boracay in Aklan, the most famous beach in the Philippines because of its fine white sand beach. It was also recognized as one of the world's best islands. Boracay. What more can we say about this beautiful island in the Philippines? The world has already spoken about how stunning Boracay is. In fact, it has been a regular on the list of world's best islands by some international travel magazines. With its pristine beaches that has fine white sand that never turns hot, and the fun activities, travelers will surely enjoy Boracay. It will not be considered by many as the most beautiful island in the Philippines for nothing. Big and small lagoons in El Nido, Palawan, among the most beautiful and must-visit spots in El Nido because of its beautiful landscape. El Nido. With a place as beautiful as El Nido, it's difficult not to recognize it as the most beautiful island in the Philippines. With its gorgeous rock formations and clear aquamarine waters, El Nido is a sure hit for every traveler. Don't miss the big and small lagoons, as these are the best tourist spots in El Nido. You can go kayaking, paddleboarding, or swimming in these lagoons while digesting its majestic views. Aside from these lagoons, make sure to also visit Nakpan Beach, as it is one of the most beautiful beaches in the Philippines. Bantayan Island in Cebu, one of the most pristine islands in the Philippines. Bantayan Island. Cebu is a great place to travel to, and among the top tourist spots, there is the Bantayan Island. You can find some of the most beautiful beaches in the Philippines here. From the Virgin Island to Coda Beach, you will be amazed at how pristine these beaches are. And if you're into seafood, this place is perfect because you can indulge yourself in an eat all-you-can seafood for as low as P250 per person. Payaman in Batanes, a must-visit destination if you want to see a majestic and breathtaking view of vast rolling hills, a volcano, and the Pacific Ocean all at once. Payaman. It's not so hard to see why Payaman in Batanes, or Marlborough Country is what many refer it to, is the most beautiful tourist spot in the Philippines. Once you're there, there's an unexplainable pleasure you'll get that only nature can give. You will get the best view of Mount Haraya, Daira Beach, Tate Lighthouse and the Pacific Ocean.